Hello, I will be talking about abdomen left lumbar region as you can see in number 6. Organs involved are descending colon, the left kidney and the part of the spleen. Differential diagnosis of pain in left lumbar are kidney stones, diverticulitis, constipation and inflammatory bowel. Starting with kidney stones are also called as renal calculi. Urolithiasis or nephrolithiasis are hard deposits made of minerals and salts that form inside kidneys. Diet, excess body weight, some medical conditions, and certain supplements and medications are among the many. Starting with the symptoms, kidney stones usually will not cause symptoms until it moves around within your kidney or passes into your uterus. The tubes containing the kidneys and the bladder. It becomes clogged in the uterus. It may block the flow of urine and cause the kidney to swell and the ureter to spasm, which can be very painful. At that point, we may experience these signs and symptoms, which are sharp and severe pain in the side and back below the ribs, pain that radiates to the lower abdomen and groin, pain that comes in waves and fluctuates in intensity, pain or burning sensation while urinating. Other symptoms can be pink, red, or brown urine, cloudy or foully smelling urine, persistent need to urinate, urinating more often than usual or in small amounts, nausea, vomiting, fever, chills. Pain due to kidney stones may change, for instance, shifting to a different location or increasing in intensity. Coming to the causes, kidney stones have often no definite single cause, although several factors may increase your risk. Kidney stones form when your urine contains more crystal forming substances such as calcium, oxalate, and uric acid. Then the fluid in your urine can dilute. At the same time, your urine may lack substances that prevent crystal from sticking together, creating an ideal environment for kidney stones to form. Coming to the types of kidney stones, calcium oxalates, these are the most common, which are calcium stones usually form in calcium oxalate. Oxalate is a substance made daily by your liver or absorbed from your diet. Struvate stones, uric acid stones, and cystine stones. Coming to the struvate stones, it is a response to a urinary tract infection. Uric acid stones can form in people who lose too much fluids, and cystine stones form in people with a hereditary disorder called as cystinuria that causes the kidney to excrete too much of specific amino acid. Risk factors are family or personal history, dehydration, certain diets high in protein, sodium, salt, and sugar, obesity, digestive diseases, and surgery. Other medical conditions such as renal tuber acidosis, cystinuria, hyperparathyroidism, and repeated urinary tract infections. Certain supplements and medications such as vitamin C, dietary supplements, laxative, calcium-based antacids, and certain medicines are used to treat migraines or depressions, which are used to treat. Diagnosis, blood testing, it may reveal too much of calcium or uric acid in your blood. Urine testing, the 24-hour urine collection test may show that you are exerting too much stone forming minerals or too few stone preventing substances. Imaging tests show kidney stones in your urinary tract. Ultrasounds, analysis of past stones. Treatment, small stones with minimal symptoms. Most small kidney stones won't require invasive treatment. You may be able to pass a small stone by drinking water. Drinking as much as 2 to 3 quarters a liter keep your urine dilute, and this may prevent stones. Pain revealers, medical therapy, and large stones require surgery. Starting with the next condition, which is diverticulitis. It is a small bulging pouch that can form in the lining of your digestive tract. These are most often in the lower part of the large intestine, that is colon. Diverticula are common especially after age of 40 and seldom cause problems. The presence of diverticula is known as diverticulosis when one or more than one pouches become inflamed, and in same cases infect. That condition is known as diverticulitis. Diverticulitis can cause severe abdominal pain, fever, nausea, and a marked change in your bowel habits. Symptoms, Symptoms and signs which may be include are pain, be constant or persist for several days. The lower side of the abdomen is the usual site of pain. Sometimes, however, the right side of the abdomen is more painful, especially in people of Asian descent. Nausea, vomiting, fever, abdominal tenderness, constipation, or less commonly diarrhea. Coming to the causes, diverticula usually developed when naturally weak places in your colons give way under pressure. This causes marbleized pouches to protrude through the colon wall. Diverticulitis occurs when diverticula tear, resulting in inflammation and in some cases infection. Risk factors are aging, obesity, smoking, lack of exercise, diet high in animal fat and low in fiber. Certain medications, including steroids or opioids and NAIDS. Complications: about 25% of people have acute diverticulitis develop complications, which include an abscess, which occurs with pus collection in the pouch, a blockage in your bowel caused by scarring, an abnormal passage fistula between sections of bowels or bowels and other organs, peritonitis, which can occur in infected or inflamed ruptures, spilling intestinal contents into an abdominal cavity. Peritonitis is a medical emergency and requires immediate care. Talking about the prevention, it could be prevented by regular exercise, eating more fibers, drinking plenty of fluids, and avoiding smoking. Diagnosis: usually, it is diagnosed during an acute attack because abdominal pain can indicate a number of problems. Doctors will need to rule out other causes for symptoms. Blood and urine test to check for signs of infection, a pregnancy test for women of childbearing age to rule out pregnancy as a cause of abdominal pain, a liver enzyme test to rule out liver related causes of abdominal pain, a stool test to rule out infection in people who have diarrhea, a CT scan which can identify inflamed or infected pouches and confirm diagnosis of diverticulitis. CT can also indicate the severity of diverticulitis and guide for treatment. Treatment: uncomplicated and complicated diverticulitis. In uncomplicated diverticulitis, antibiotics to treat infection, although new guideline states that is very mild cases, they may not be needed. A liquid diet for a few days while your bowels heal. Once your symptoms improve, you can gradually add oil to your diet. In complicated diverticulitis, it is intravenous antibiotics, insertion of tube to drain any abdominal abscess, if any, and surgery. The third complication is constipation. As we all are aware about this, chronic constipation is infrequent bowel movements or difficult passage of stools that persist for several weeks or longer. Constipation is generally described as having fewer than 3 bowel movements a week. Though occasional constipation is very common, some people experience chronic constipation that can interfere with their ability to go about their daily tasks. Chronic constipation may also cause people to strain excessively in order to have a bowel movement. Symptoms and signs are passing fewer than 3 stools a week, as described earlier, having lumpy or hard stools, straining to have bowel movements, feeling though there's a blockage in your rectum that prevents bowel movements, feeling as though you can't completely empty the stool from your rectum, needing help to empty your rectum, such as using your hands to press your abdomen or using your fingers to remove the stool from your rectum. Constipation may be considered chronic if you have experienced 2 or more of these symptoms for the last 3 months. Coming to the causes, blockage in colon or rectum could be the cause. Blockage in the colon or rectum may slow or stop the stool movement. Uh, it could be due to tiny tears in the skin around the anus. Could be a bowel obstruction. It could be a colon cancer, bowel stricture, other abdominal cancers of colon, rectal cancer, rectum bulge through the back of the wall of the vagina. Problems with nerves and around the colon and rectum. These are neurological problems that can affect the nerve and cause the muscles in the colon and the rectum to contract and move stools through the intensities. Causes which include are damage to the nerves that control bodily functions, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, spinal cord injury, and stroke. Next is the difficulty with the muscles involved in elimination. These may include inability to relax the pelvic muscle to allow for a bowel movement, pelvic muscles that do not coordinate relaxation and contraction correctly, and weakened pelvic muscles. Conditions that affects hormone in the body, hormones that balance the fluid in your body, which will include diabetes, overactive parathyroid gland, that is hyperparathyroidism, pregnancy, and underactive hypothyroidism. Risk factors are being an older adult, being a woman, being dehydrated, eating diet that is low in fiber, getting little or no physical activity, done taking certain medications including sedatives, opioids, pain medications such as antidepressants or medications to lower blood pressure, having mental health conditions such as depression or an eating disorder. Complications and preventions. Coming to the complications could be swollen veins in your anus, could causing hemorrhoids, stone skin in your anus, anal fissure, or stools that can be expelled, fecal impaction and intensity that produced from the anus, that is rectal prolapse. Coming to the preventions, include plenty of high fiber foods in your diet, beans, vegetables, fruits. Eat fewer foods with low amounts of fiber such as processed foods and dairy meats. Drink plenty of fluids. Stay as active as possible to get try to get done regular exercise. Manage stress. Don't ignore urge to pass stool. Try to create a regular schedule for your bowel movements. Make sure children who begin to eat solid foods get plenty of fibers in their diets. Diagnosis could be blood test and X-ray, examination of the rectum and lower or sigmoid colon, or examination of rectum and entire colon, with the splinter muscles, evaluation of how well food moves through the colon, and X-ray of the rectum during defecation or MRI. Treatment: increase your fiber intake, exercise most days of the week. Don't ignore the urge to have bowel movements, laxatives, fiber supplements, stimulants, osmotic lubricants. Inflammatory bowel diseases, fourth condition to be diagnosed. Inflammatory bowel diseases, IBD, is an umbrella term for describing the disorders that involve chronic inflammation of the digestive tract. These could be ulcerative colitis or Crohn's diseases. Ulcerative colitis, the condition involves inflammation and sole ulcers, the superficial lining of large intestine, colon, and rectum. And Crohn's disease, the type of IBD which is characterized by inflammation of the lining of your digestive tract, which often can be involved the deeper layers of your digestive tract. Talking about the symptoms, inflammatory bowel disease symptoms vary depending upon the severity of inflammation and where it occurs. Symptoms are range from mild to severe. Likely have to have a period of active illness followed by period of remanence. Signs and symptoms are common for both an ulcerative colitis: diarrhea, fatigue, abdominal pain and cramping, blood in your stool, reduced appetite, unintended weight loss. And coming to the causes, the exact cause of IBD remains unknown. Previously, diet and stress were suspected, but now doctors say that these factors may aggravate, but they are not the exact causes. One possible cause is an immune system malfunction, wherein your immune system tries to fight off an invading virus or the bacterium. An abnormal immune response causes the immune system to attack the cells in the digestive tract too. Hereditary also seems to play a role in IBD. In more common, people have family members with the disease. However, most common with IBD don't have the family history of inflammatory bowel disease. Risk factors are age, race, ethnetics, family history, cigarette smoking or NAIDS. Complications are colon cancer, skin, eye, and joint inflammation, medications, side effect, primary sclerosing cholangitis, and blood clots. Complications of ulcerative colitis are toxic megacolon, a hole in the colon, perforated colon, or severe dehydration, and Crohn's disease is bowel obstruction, malnutrition, fistula, anal fissure. Coming to the diagnosis, lab test for anemia, infection, stool studies, endoscopic procedure, colonoscopy. Our endoscopic procedures include colonoscopy, flexible sigmoidoscopy, upper endoscopy, balloon assisted enteroscopy, capsule endoscopy, and imaging procedures include X-ray, CT, and MRI. Thank you so much.